From his standpoint, I think he very much overplayed his hand. We're looking for peace. We're not looking for somebody that's going to sign up as strong power and then not make peace because they feel emboldened, and that's what I saw happening. I'm looking for peace. We're not looking to go into a 10-year war and play games. We want peace. And it was just my impression that if we do that, if we sign up, he's looking for something that I'm not looking for. He's looking to go on and fight. We're looking to end the death. 2,000 people died this week. Soldiers, more than that, but 2,000 approximately people died this week. Young Ukrainians and Russians. And somebody would say, why do you care about Ukraine and Russian soldiers? I care about them. I care about everybody. And we're not doing that. Now, if we don't do anything, he's going to have to make peace, but he's dealing with a very weak set of cards. If we sign, he's dealing with a very strong set of cards, and then he doesn't want to make peace. So that's where we are. It's very simple. I'm not looking to get into anything protracted. I want immediate peace. President Putin is going to want to make, and he wants to end it. And you saw what I saw today. This is a man that wants to get us signed up and keep fighting, and we're not doing that, not for this country. So we're setting a lot of records. Economically, we're setting records, and I think every way we're setting records. One of the best is the right track, wrong track. You saw that. We're on the right track for the first time in over 27 years. People are impressed with that. The other thing is the feeling about our country. The feeling is great. It's up 48% on feeling on business. And that's the record we've never had. There's never been a record where we've ever gone up that much in such a short period of time. So we're doing really well. And I guess some of you are coming with us. And if you are, I hope you're going to have a good flight. What? What does Zelensky need to restart talks with you? He's got to say, I want to make peace. He doesn't have to stand there and say about Putin this, Putin that, and all negative things. He's got to say, I want to make peace. I don't want to fight a war any longer. His people are dying. He doesn't have the cards, just so you understand it, okay? I can tell you.
Did you tell Zelensky to leave the White House?
I don't have to tell you that. Go ahead. I think you know the answer to that. What? Wait. Look, I don't trust or distrust anybody. I just want to get a deal done. And if the deal happens, good. But you can't embolden somebody that does not have the cards, and all of a sudden that person says, oh, well, now I can keep fighting. We're not going to keep fighting. You're going to get the war done or let them go and see what happens. Let them fight it out. I want anybody that's going to make peace. If he's capable of making peace, which he may or may not be, but I want somebody that's going to make peace. Again, he doesn't have the cards. When we sign up, he's got all of the cards. That doesn't mean he can fight. He's got to stop the fighting, stop the death. He's losing hundreds of thousands of soldiers. It's time to stop the death. Say it.
How long do you think it will take for Zelensky to want peace and be invited back to the White House?
Well, he says he wants it now. He wants to come back right now, but I can't do that. I can't.
Do you want immediate ceasefire, Mr. President?
They should have an immediate ceasefire. That was the other thing. He didn't want to do about ceasefire. A ceasefire could take place immediately. A contract, if you want to end the war, you sign up an agreement. That's going to take a period of time. It takes time. I want it to end immediately. And I think if you had a ceasefire, it would be a ceasefire, a real one, that would end it. But he doesn't want to do that. That's fine. Do a better deal. I want it to end immediately. I want a ceasefire now. He says, oh, I don't want a ceasefire. Well, all of a sudden, he's a big shot because he has the U.S. on his side. Either we're going to end it or let him fight it out. And if he fights it out, it's not going to be pretty. Because without us, he doesn't win, let me tell you.
Are you considering cutting off military
It doesn't matter what I'm considering. I'm just telling you, you saw what I saw today. That was not a man that wanted to make peace. And I'm only interested if he wants to end the bloodshed. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, images from moments ago. You see the president walking away to Marine One. But before that, he was addressing reporters specifically on that exchange in the Oval Office between he and the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. The president going on to say that I want immediate peace. He also said that of Zelensky that he's got to say, I want to make peace. People are dying, and he doesn't have the cards. He accused Zelensky of looking to fight, and he also went on to say that when we sign up, he will have all of the cards, but he has to want to make peace. I want to go back to our panel who's been standing by and listening in on this. And Heidi, you heard what President Trump just talked about. It appears that this was a leveraging tactic. But this is a very different American partner that Zelensky is dealing with. You had heard from the Biden administration that there was a commitment to help the Ukrainians fight. And, this is a very different tone.
I think it's important to go and look at what's been the fallout. There has been almost unanimous European tweets and efforts to show support to Ukraine. I think what triggered Zelensky was when Donald Trump said he trusts Putin to keep a deal, when Putin's never kept a deal with Ukraine, or he wouldn't be in Ukraine right now. And so I think that, one of the more interesting lines that I heard is if Putin wanted to surrender to, or if Zelensky wanted to surrender to Putin, he would have gone to Moscow and not Washington. And so I think there is not a meeting of the minds. I agree with the president on that, because Putin is not to be trusted. Zelensky has said that, and Donald Trump wants to trust Putin and stand with Putin and get an immediate ceasefire without any real concessions on Russia's behalf. And so I think this is really difficult. I do want to point out a couple things. I thought it was interesting that he did that little vignette about the economy. The Atlanta Fed today has issued a really alarming report that we might have zero economic growth, if not negative economic growth, and that the index of consumer sentiment is way down. And so he's starting to pick and choose his facts on the economy, like he's picking and choosing his facts on Ukraine.
Well, Anthony, I want to get you in on this, because looking ahead, President Zelensky is still scheduled for this trip to London tomorrow, and that's ahead of a Sunday summit with the European and NATO leaders. How do you think this is resonating on the world stage?
Well, I think people are definitely concerned, and I think that obviously it is the chatter of the day, because we never expected to see what we saw come from the Oval Office. And I would have to agree with my good friend John Katko that I'm not certain that at live TV would have been the place for negotiating a deal like this. But perhaps, and I would tend to think that this could have been part of President Trump's negotiating power, and that he knew exactly and knows exactly what he's doing. And I think it was very clear that he wants to achieve peace, and President Zelensky came to that meeting today pretty ill-prepared. But I think one thing is certain. What we're seeing is I think that there's more being accomplished and conversations being had very differently from the Biden administration, where Joe Biden's plan was just to keep dumping money into Ukraine and hope for the best.
Yeah, well, I think you're absolutely right. President Trump always aware of the cameras and the messaging that's getting out there.